Good morning. Whoa. I'm Holly Hendrickson. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a member of your UUI Board of Trustees. If you're here for the first time, thank you for joining us. We look forward to getting to know you. We invite everyone present here in the sanctuary today to join our in-person coffee hour immediately following the service. Good morning to the folks online as well. During the service, there is a time for sharing the joys and sorrows of our lives with one another. Cards for sharing your joy or sorrow are on a table, I don't see the table, at the entrance to the sanctuary. We ask that you pick them up and fill them out prior to that section of our service. Exuberance for life and learning is one of our core values. We are a positive, optimistic, and intellectually curious group of truth seekers who believe that life should be celebrated, that humans are worthy of happiness on earth, and that art, music, and science serve with religious truth as the highest expressions of the human mind and spirit. Because of this, we provide spiritual and religious opportunities as we reflect on the moral dilemmas presented by the issues of the day, and we value spiritual practices in daily life. We are so glad you're here with us today, and we hope you find the service inspiring and meaningful.
Good morning. I'm Kathy DeWeese, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm honored to serve our congregation today as worship associate. A lit chalice is a symbol of our tradition, serving as a beacon of hope. This morning, John Cody, master of photography, this is his artwork up on the walls, will light our chalice for us. As we light our chalice in the sanctuary, I invite those on Zoom to light a chalice or a candle and to type your location in the chat. Thank you, sir. Our chalice lighting and opening words today are by Molly Hoosh Gordon. We gather together this morning, tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass, hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud, gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea, deeply, like groundwater pulled up from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the water that joins us across all creation, the water that connects us within and without. merging and flowing across the entire world.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we join together in singing hymn number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
Would you please, he's taller than I am. Would you please now join me in saying our covenant, which is in your bulletin and also on the screen. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. This is our covenant. And now we're going to say our covenant in Spanish. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es su ley. Vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad en el amor, y ayudarnos a otros. Este es nuestro pacto. Please be seated. Our congregation is a lively community with many opportunities to participate. Here are a few announcements for today, but please check your order of service for more. We have a lot of social justice action going on in September. First, join the Good Trouble Action Team. I like that one. The Good Trouble Action Team every Sunday in September to write postcards for UU the Vote. Second, join us from 5 until 8 p.m. on Sunday, September 22nd for the Watch Party kickoff of the 2024 Faith in Place Annual Climate Summit by watching the keynote speaker in person with others who share your concerns. Third, mark your calendars for the September 28th Climate Revival. For the first time in ever, the national UU community is organizing for climate justice action. See your bulletin and e-blast for more information about days, timing, and how to get involved. And now we have an announcement from our Adult Religious Education Committee about some exciting adult RE offerings. John?
Hi, I'm John Cornell. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm a member of your Adult Education, Religious Education Council. The E could stand for lots of things. Holly used the word exuberance a few minutes ago. Also comes to mind excitement, exploration, experience. This is what the RE Council is tasked with helping us coordinate and put together every year. So you'll find in your order of service an insert prepared by Carla Kirchi with a little help from the RE Council, which gives a full list or menu of things that are on the menu at UUI in the coming fall. There's a brief description of each of them, dates where possible, or the regular meeting times and days when they're set up that way. The formats are sometimes in person and sometimes in Zoom, sometimes both. And above all, the facilitators for each one. The RE Council would like to thank all of the members of the congregation who are facilitating these various programs that we've assembled. Notice that some of the events on the list, on the insert that you have, are one-off or single events, like the two all church book reads that we have coming up. The first is next month, offered by the transition team. It's about Serving with Grace, the book that Breyer preached about a couple weeks ago. And coming up in October is the first multi-gen read for the congregation. If this goes well, we'd like to offer more of these in coming seasons. Books that are written for younger audiences of various ages, but adults are welcome to consider to come and talk with young people about these books. So the first one is The Ogress and the Orphans. And Shelley Rich, the organizer of this, has suggested to me that this is a good read for an election cycle season. Others of our activities are longer commitments to a single group, things like the chalice groups that are being facilitated this fall by Marty Miles, and the trans welcoming or the trans inclusion workshop that's now going to be entering its third iteration here at our church. I've just gone through that program, and I heartily recommend it to anyone who wants to share that experience with others in the community. Still others on the list are regularly scheduled activities, and people are free to either regularly come or drop in at will. The ever-popular Taste of Theology is being brought back, certainly in an in-person version, and maybe in a Zoom version if there's interest. I only hear from others, but what's been in the past been Credo Forum on Sunday mornings here at the church. David Jackaway is going to be hosting that activity. And the Thursday evening meditations by Callahan Gobble. So thank you for looking at these options and considering what you want to do with your fall here at UUI. I and other members of the RE Council will be at the table back by the where the coffee's served if you have any questions or want to be introduced to any of the facilitators. Thank you.
Thank you, John, and to the Adult RE Council. It is so exciting to have these many opportunities for exploration that help us on our searches for truth and for meaning. Another way we engage in these searches for truth and meaning is through sharing the experiences of our lives with one another, because we know we all have different lived experiences, and we get to know one another and connect with one another through this sharing of the joys and sorrows. In just a moment, as the music plays, I invite people in the sanctuary to come forward. We've moved our Joys and Sorrows table, so you'll notice it's there because we have our water ceremony today. But come forward and drop a stone in the bowl if something is on your mind or your heart today. I think you can still use both sides of the table. And if you've written your joy or sorrow on a card, please leave it in the basket that is at the end of the table there, and we will read it out loud. For those of you who are on Zoom, we invite you to use the chat feature to share your joy or the sorrow. Please put in all caps either joy or sorrow, plus your name and pronouns at the beginning of what you would like me to read aloud here in the sanctuary. You can also symbolically drop a stone into the bowl by typing drop stone or just DS into the chat. Let us share the joys and sorrows of our lives together. We are a community full of things that we are mourning and things that we are celebrating today. These are the joys and sorrows that were written down or shared in the chat. The first one is actually more of an announcement, and it's a joy that today is the OWL information session. OWL is the Our Whole Lives Sexuality curriculum that Unitarian Universalist congregations do, and you can learn more about it today after church. There's also RE training after church, so just as a little reminder. Lena shares the joy that she started a new pot holder. She's been working hard on those. Jen shares both a joy and a sorrow. The new semester at IUI starts tomorrow, and she finally has her schedule realized. But she'll be taking a heavier course load than usual and is working for the first time since 2012. She wishes she could say she was excited, but is actually kind of stressed and anxious. Bob and Carol share the joy that they celebrated their 63rd wedding anniversary. We have an anonymous sharing of love and concern for all of those facing invisible medical illnesses and issues. Silas shares the joy that this is his first water communion, and he's super excited. And he's excited that they brought water full of some of his very favorite memories. Evan shares the joy that tomorrow is the first joy of their last semester of college. They're looking forward to what is next. Susan and Avery share a sorrow. They're mourning the loss of a dear friend's father and wishing peace for their family. Catherine shares a number of joys. She loves her red dress. Her favorite game is Land, Air, Sea. And she loves her mommy and daddy. That's you. Sandra shares the sorrow that the Drum Facilitator Guild lost a colleague unexpectedly. Laura died in her sleep last week. Sandra also shares a joy and a sorrow combined that she was able to hug her mom last Wednesday at her dad's gravesite on the anniversary of his death. Holly shares the joy celebrating the conclusion of the summer's Dinner for 8 program. The last one was last night, and 12 of us enjoyed a lovely evening of fellowship and good food. Holly, dinners are 8 for 12? Okay. You can't say no. So there you go. If you've ever thought about signing up for dinners for 8, don't worry if it looks full. And Gobi shares the joy that he is grateful for a fun birthday party yesterday with UUI friends and turning 7. Happy birthday, Gobi. Though they may not be shared today, we know there are even more joys and sorrows in our hearts this morning. That is the complexity of life, and some of us are holding both at the same time. Let us pause for a moment to just breathe together. Breathe these joys and sorrows. Breathe in this community that holds it all. Breathe in the blessings of being in a congregation where we can bring our whole selves, as messy and as complicated as they may be. Blessed be, and amen.
Spirit of life, come to me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Such a joy it is to celebrate our annual water communion ceremony this morning. This ritual was first used at a Unitarian Universalist worship service in the 1980s and now is held in most congregations at the beginning of the new church year. Originally, the water communion was a travel log where people brought and shared waters from their summer vacations. Over time, we realized that doing the ceremony in this way had some people feeling left out or feeling bad if they didn't have the ability to go travel to exotic places as people shared their stories. And so, because we are Unitarian Universalists, constantly seeking truth and meaning and always striving to be more welcoming and inclusive, the water communion has changed. Now we understand it as a time to reflect on the journeys of the last year, those we have taken individually and collectively, and to celebrate and honor those journeys together in community. And we utilize water from past ceremonies to connect us to those journeys that have brought us here today. The water that we share today will be strained and boiled, and then used at various times throughout the year, such as at child dedications. Today, we enter this ritual by utilizing words from Molly Hausch-Gordon and Jamila Batchelder that remind us of the water cycle, something I believe our children enjoy learning about in religious education, especially the dinosaur part. Yes, there is a dinosaur part. Tech Deck, you are on it. Thank you. Rain falls upon the surface of the earth, and pulled by gravity, each drop begins to flow downhill. Drop merges with drop, flowing together into a trickle, a streamlet, a creek, a mighty river flowing onward. Some of the water seeps down into the earth itself as groundwater or deep aquifers, where it will stay for days, years, or even millennia until it is pulled up again by tree roots, wells, springs, and geysers, rejoining the dance, the flowing, flowing, flowing. The water flows on until it collects in ponds and lakes and seas and vast oceans. All the while, the sun's rays warm the water, calling it back into vapor so light that it can rise up, up, up. Each molecule moving on its own again, rising into the higher atmosphere, buoyant and swirling up to where the air grows cool and the water vapor slows and cools and begins to turn again back into droplets. Droplets find droplets and join together again and again, forming clouds growing heavier and heavier until at last the weight of them pulls them down again and rain falls on the surface of the earth again. everywhere on earth at every moment is somewhere in this cycle. Cycles upon cycles, falling, flowing, sinking, transforming, rising again and again and again. Our planet has all the water it will ever have and has ever had. This water cycle has been spiraling around for more than 4.5 billion years. The water we gather today has traveled through the root systems of trees long since returned to the soil, burst from geysers that ceased spraying millennia ago, and flowed down rivers that have changed course entirely over billions of years. The water also involves creatures, the bodies of all sorts of plants and animals. The water cycles through us, too, coming in and out of our bodies in so many ways. This means that the molecules in the water we share could have been tears of joy and sorrow cried by the first person who ever felt love. Or that water from our church sink contains within it molecules that were once in the best chicken soup someone ever ate. Or in the sweat of people who built our church and our town, or in the blood of the mothers that birthed our grandmothers, 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 grandmothers. Or even in dinosaur pee. Yep. The water could be dinosaur pee. I shared earlier, I love being at a Unitarian Universalist church where I can share this and people laugh rather than go, what is she doing sharing about dinosaur pee from the pulpit? Because the water we gather today not only comes from all over the earth, it also comes from across all time on earth. As we gather the waters of community this morning, waters that represent our physical, emotional, and spiritual journeys of the last year, let us remember that they connect us to everything that has ever been and everything that will ever be. That is the power of the water that we share. And so it is fitting that we begin with sharing water from last year's water communion. It is already in the bowl here, water that has been filtered and boiled, and that had water in it from the previous year as well. And now for our ceremony, we will share our waters in 4 different phases, representing different cycles or different aspects of the water cycle. Your water might fit into one cycle, or it might fit into multiple. You decide how and when to share your water. And if you didn't bring water to share today, that is okay, because we have magic water here that represents whatever you wish it to represent. Now, I have a bit of a concern that I will share with you, and that is that the bowl may not be big enough to hold all we want to share. So please just share a little dollop of water rather than like a whole container of water. Thank you. All right, let us begin this morning with groundwater. Water that, whether it has been days or weeks, decades or millennia, has been hanging out in the ground or in plants or in animals. If your water represents a physical sense of place or perhaps a physical journey, I invite you to come forward and share your water as the music plays. And if you are online, I invite you to share online in the chat that the water that you bring symbolically comes from a physical journey. water, groundwater eventually makes it to the surface, either as puddles or ponds, lakes or rivers or oceans. In many spiritual traditions, these bodies of water represent our emotional lives. And so this stage of sharing is for if your water represents an emotional journey. Please bring your water forward and come from both sides so that we are able to process through. I'm going to be sharing water from a joint Transforming Unitarian Universalism workshop that many of us did. And I share that because it is important that you know where that water comes from, that it connects us to other congregations in the Indianapolis region. From the ground, the water evaporates into the air. Air is the breath of life. It is spirit. And so now, if your water represents a spiritual journey, I invite you to come forward and share your water as the music plays, or to write what your water represents in the chat. And finally, we come to our last session of sharing, and we end at what some might call the starting point: rain, precipitation, which can be everything and anything, gentle or rough, warm or frozen. Did you know there's even something called virga? Precipitation falling from a cloud but evaporating before reaching the ground. And so now, if your water represents anything at all, I invite you to come forward and share your water, or write it in the chat. This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, and y'all did a great job with the drops. The many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. Let us bless this water now with the words by Ron Wahamani. I invite you to respond to each section with, "This water is sacred." Try that for me.
This water is sacred.
Good job. May this water continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members.
This water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. This water is sacred.
May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and to the world.
This water is sacred. May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred. May its impurities offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes.
This water is sacred. In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment. This water is sacred.
In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow or pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by deep and abundant love.
This water is sacred.
May it be so.
Somebody hold me too close. Somebody hurt me too deep. Somebody sit in my chair and ruin my sleep and make me aware of being alive. Being alive. Somebody need me too much. Somebody know me too well. Somebody pull me up short and put me through hell and give me support for being alive. Make me alive. Make me alive. Make me confused. Mock me with praise. Let me be used. Vary my days. But alone is alone, not alive. Somebody crowd me with love. Somebody force me to care. Somebody let me come through. I'll always be there, as frightened as you, to help us survive. Being alive. Being alive. Being alive.
That's church. In addition to our water ceremony today, we are also blessing bags and backpacks. We carry bags with us throughout the week for many reasons. If you have a bag or a backpack today, if you're starting a new job or a new, I'll get to that in just a minute. But if you've brought one and want it to be blessed, I'm going to ask you to bring it forward or send it forward with a helper in just a few minutes when you hear me describe what your bag represents. Does that? And it's okay if you forgot it. You can bring yourself. That is okay as well. And for those of you who are online, just let us know. We've got backpack blessings for you as well. Okay, so some of us take our books and homework to school in a backpack. Is that any of you? Are any of you starting new school years?
Oh.
No?
Yep.
I think some of you are. Yeah, come
I
on
think so.
forward
Come
now,
on.
or send your backpack forward with a helper.
Line up right up here.
Some of us bring our lunches to school or to work. Does that describe your bag or your backpack?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe?
You can turn
Come on
and
forward if
face
that's
that
you.
way. You guys can face the
Some of us
congregation.
take computers or other supplies to places where we work and might be starting new jobs. If that's you or describes your
Maybe.
bag,
And
I
let's move
invite you
down.
to bring it
Move down. There's
forward.
more people coming. Perfect.
Some kids carry overnight bags from one parent's house to their other parent's house and back again.
Hey guys, come on.
If you would like your bag blessed in that way, bring it forward. And some people bring things like books or yarn and knitting needles to places where they might need to wait patiently or sit quietly, like church. And some people even have special bags for their dogs and other animals. If this describes you or the bag you brought today, then I invite you to come forward and bring your bag or yourself.
Let's make room for the people up the side aisle. Everybody come right across the front. Keep coming.
We're just going to line
There's so
up
many of us.
in the front aisle. There are so many of you.
There we go. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so even when you are away from UUI, you carry the heart of Unitarian Universalism with you, wherever you go. Today, we bless these bags that accompany us on the journey.
We bless these bags in the name of justice. May we always remember to act based on our values, to look out for others, and to include all voices in decision-making.
We bless these bags in the name of equity. May we remember that we are all inherently worthy, and each of us, including ourselves, has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion, right?
We bless these bags in the name of transformation. May we grow and transform throughout the year, becoming more ourselves every day, and may we embrace new ideas and learning.
We bless these bags in the name of pluralism. May we always remember to honor and respect people for who they are, even if they are different, and may we keep our minds open to new ideas.
We bless these bags in the name of interdependence. May we always feel connected to our church community, feel the connection to the UU faith, and connected to our wide world and wider universe.
We bless these bags in the name of generosity. May we both experience the generosity of our community and remember to be generous with others.
We bless these bags in the name of love. May you always remember that you are loved here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Indianapolis. May you remember to love yourself and to love each other. May you keep love at the center of all that you do. Amen, and blessed be.
These charms are to remind you of the support of this community. Transforming can be hard. When times are hard, hold on to this charm and remember that you can rely on this church and rely on our shared values. You bring our values with you wherever you go. Your bag might not look any different or feel any different, But the next time you use your bag, I hope you will remember that we've added our blessings. And as you pack your bag with all the tools that you need to do your daily work, think about the blessings and values you bring with you from this church community. Here, Reverend Dawn. There we go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Teresa. Up, come Daphne. Did you already? You're Catherine. Susan. Where'd Avery go? Go, Zozo. Mariah, do you need one? Austin, do you need one? Yeah, of course. Hi, Lennox. Can we get one for Baby Z, too? Oh, of course we can get one for Baby Z. Go, did you get one? Perfect. Is there anybody who needs a backpack blessing who is not yet? Holly? Anybody else? Aha. And we will have some extras out in the social hall, my friends and neighbors, just in case. For you or for Charlotte? Okay. Gonna give you two. Who else am I missing? John. Jackie? Is there somebody? Yes, there was somebody over here. Did you?
We will have these bag tag blessings available for pickup after the service as well. And if you look at them very closely, you will notice that they are our UU values with love in the center. And who do we know with our UU values? How do we remember them? Jetpig! Nice job! Excellent. Thank you all very much. You can take a seat, and so much blessings and love for you as you start new journeys and adventures.
Whoa, Zoe, that backpack's amazing. Who did? On the other side.
Every month, UUI gives half of the Sunday collection to a nonprofit organization that aligns with our values and is chosen by our Social Justice Committee. This August, the Share the Plate offering will go to Indy Reads, whose mission is to build literacy, English language, and job readiness skills to empower adults and families and help them reach their full potential. Indy Read's vision is 100% literacy for everyone. To reach their vision, they provide free adult literacy classes, English language classes, tutoring for adults, workforce certification programs, and high school equivalency diplomas through both virtual and in-person classrooms. You can give on your smartphone by texting the dollar amount you want to give in the word share to a phone number which is in the chat and in your bulletin. You can also give on the website at uui.org. Here in the sanctuary, ushers will come around to collect donations. The offering will now be gratefully received. May it be joyfully given. City. Our closing words today are from Cale Rice. It starts with a drop, then a trickle, a burble, a rush of water bubbling towards its destination, and finally the wide, endless sea. All rivers run to the sea. Today you brought your water, poured it into a common bowl. Though our experiences have differed, these waters mingle, signifying our common humanity. Today you came and shared in this sacred community. May you depart this sacred space, hearts filled with hope for new beginnings, a fresh start. Go forth, but return to this community where rivers of tears may be shed, where dry souls are watered, where your joy bubbles, where your life cup overflows, where deep in your spirit you have found in this place a home. All rivers run to the sea.
Please rise in body or in spirit as we join together in singing hymn number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Oh, below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, for we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heaven in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, read the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
I love that song. Whew. Thank you. Please join me in our chalice extinguishing words on the screen and printed in your order of service. Now we extinguish the flame of our chalice, but not the light of understanding, the warmth of compassion, or the fire of commitment. Until keep those with us until we meet again. Go in peace.